Hello, my name is Simon and welcome to AFC Bournemouth Analysis. Here's my preview of our upcoming home game with Huddersfield Town. Quite a few reasons to be cheerful. Our form has been decent in the last month or so, even though we haven't got results every week. But obviously we're going in to the game after our ridiculously dramatic last-minute winner at Newcastle. So I think the players will be positive, even though there's obviously been an international break, so there's been quite a period of time since that win. But I think this month they know how big it is, how important these next 3 games in this month are, and really the next 2 in December as well. I think also we've got an exciting strike partnership potentially with Josh King and Callum Wilson. Obviously Josh King might be an injury doubt, but hopefully that's just Eddie Howe doing the mind games as he usually does. That could be a very exciting partnership, and I think we can cause Huddersfield a lot of problems if we push them high up the pitch, attack them with pace. They're missing Christopher Schindler at the back, who's their main defender. He's suspended, so that's going to be a big miss for them. And then add in the fact that Aaron Moy, their midfield engine, will have been travelling back after international duty, where he went to Australia. He went to Australia, and then I imagine he went to Honduras. Then he went to Honduras, and then he went back to Australia, and now he's gone back to England, and now he's gone from Huddersfield to Bournemouth. So he's had quite a lot of travelling, so that's going to take it out of anyone. So 2 of their biggest players are either not playing or going to be, I imagine, severely jet lagged. So and Huddersfield are also very poor away from home. They won at Crystal Palace in the opening day 3-0, but that was when Palace were under Frank de Boer and played a very ponderous, slow style of football. They've also got a point at Burnley, but again, Burnley play a more slower slower pace of football as well. So I think with our fast attacking play, if we push them high up the pitch with the players we've got at our disposal, we should be able to cause them enough problems to hopefully win. There are reasons to be fearful, of course. Every game in the Premier League is tough. That sounds slightly condescending towards Huddersfield, which I definitely don't mean to be, because I have a lot of respect for them. I like Huddersfield a lot. They remind me a bit of us when we first went up. Fearless attacking, but getting caught out by some of the bigger teams. Although, to be fair to them, they've only really got caught out once this season, and that was at home to Spurs, which we did in our first season in the Premier League as well. So, but they definitely have players that can cause us problems. I think Mounier might be back for this game, who's going to be a big return for them up front. So yeah, and obviously there's still question marks over our midfield as well, who our best 2 in the middle is, or whether we should play 3, but then we can't play Callum Wilson and Josh King together. So there are still lots of selection issues for Howe in our team. So although hopefully we can win this week, it's definitely not a given, considering Huddersfield, are very much an unknown entity, and yeah, they can cause you problems. What will be interesting to see whether Callum Wilson will keep his place up front. Whether Jermaine Defoe has done enough in his 10-minute cameo at Newcastle to justify a place in the first team, I don't know. I think most people would want to see Callum Wilson and Josh King start up front, and I think that's what Eddie Howe will go for if those 2 players are fit. Yeah, I'm going to be optimistic. I don't think I've predicted us to win yet this season, although that could be wrong, and I'm going to say it's going to be 2-0 to Bournemouth, although if we don't score early it could get quite nervy. So hopefully we'll score early, get Huddersfield on the back foot, and hopefully we can see out to a relatively comfortable victory, although there's no guarantee of that, of course. Yeah, but I don't want to blather on too much. I want to hear what you think, and a few people got in touch, so thanks so much for that, and they're probably the best contributions I've received yet for this channel in terms of their depth, so thanks so much for contributing. And the first is from Jamie Williams, who is AFCB Jamie on Twitter, and he said in terms of a prediction for the match, he said 2-0 to us, play front foot footy, forcing them back, and try not to allow them to get their pressing game going high up the pitch, as it could lead to mistakes from us in the build-up phase in our own third. Exploit that Schindler, their best defender, is suspended, and stop playmaker Moy. That's 2 of the main players for Huddersfield that I also mentioned. I think we can definitely exploit their weaknesses in defence. I think obviously they have had some very good defensive displays. I think they didn't concede a goal until their 4th Premier League game, which is hugely impressive in itself. And yeah, they're definitely a danger, Huddersfield, if we allow them to grow into the game, but we've got to use our Premier League experience and just really stomp down any of their youthful embers, as it were. Make sure they just don't build up any confidence, and yeah, we've just got to use our experience in the Premier League over them, really. And next was Casey Kimball, who's Casey Kimball9 on Twitter, and they said, I'll go 2-1 to the Cherries. I believe Huddersfield are a quality side, but I'm hoping this will be a more traditional, expansive style of play from the Cherries. In doing so, we almost never leave our strikers isolated either, which I think has been a problem. Yeah, I agree. I think our striker situation still isn't resolved. I think Callum Wilson and Josh King look great, but they look promising, not great against Newcastle, but obviously that's still not a given thing, and I think a large problem of that has been the midfield, who just hasn't been able to get the supply to them. I think that was a big problem against Newcastle in the first half in particular, so it's still a problem that we have, and yeah, Eddie Howe has still quite a long way to go in terms of being able to figure out what our best first 11 is. He seems confused about it as well, but hopefully we'll get it together sooner rather than later. It's not great to still be in November and be in that situation, but yeah, I have faith Eddie Howe can figure it out. And finally, Tom Palmer on Facebook said they struggle with pace. If Wilson, Fraser, King and Ibe can attack the fullbacks, split the defence, we'll be okay. I predict them to defend like Brighton did. Yeah, Huddersfield, I don't really know what to expect, whether they're going to play deep or not. They have in quite a few Premier League games away from home, so we don't traditionally do well against teams like that, but hopefully we'll have the quality and attack to break them down. So yeah, that's all for this video. I would go on longer, but it's actually very cold. I'm filming this in the evening and I haven't put the heating on, so that's probably not wise. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please do follow and like this channel on Facebook and Twitter. The URLs are here. Yeah, and please do follow those and contribute to preview episodes, review episodes, and I occasionally do features as well, like I've recently just done the my favourite last-minute AFCB goals, which you can see a link to here. You can also see a link to my last Yahoo Sport article in the description of this video, which is a preview for the Huddersfield game, conveniently. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and up the cherries in all departments.